Julie, 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 Julie. See when I'm
My name is Nicole and I work with storytelling.
My name is Tony and I use poetry as a tool for storytelling.
And I Am Somebody is an organization that uses different forms of storytelling, like poetry, to bring people together across cultures, across classes.
And there are three relationships that we focus on. I am somebody in relationship to myself, I am somebody in relationship to my community, and I am somebody in relationship to my environment. The name comes from an exercise that I learned from somebody who is a dear friend and a mentor. Janet Alston, she and I ran a program at a high school in Cape Town, and it was with Youth at Risk. And she got the youth to stand in a circle and put their hands, one hand in the center and one hand on the outside. And one person would shout, "I am somebody," and the whole group would repeat it. And it really struck me that that phrase is so extremely powerful.
Every time people say the name, they actually feel it. It's not an acronym, it can't be an acronym.
Today's workshop that we're going to be hosting with the partners in our Partner Exchange Network is about creating a community that can support the young adults in our mentorship program, and also about creating a community of people from different sectors and different backgrounds who can come together to support each other in the work that they do.
We're really excited about the idea, and the reason we came up with it is that we needed funding and we needed a way to do this work. And we didn't want to rely on grants and outside funding anymore. We wanted to do it differently. And so we started to meet with people in exchange, and we realized this is a great opportunity for other organizations. So today is not about us anymore, it's about creating a space for other organizations to benefit in the way we need it.
And I mean, just to contextualize that benefit, at the moment we've managed to cover 40% of our program budget for our mentorship program for the next 2 years just through exchange.
Everybody take something out of the bag without looking. You don't have to look. So what you take is what you take. We started today off by giving a bag around a circle and asking everybody to take something out of the bag, not knowing what was happening. And there were sort of funny wigs and hats and all sorts of strange things, a robe, things like that. And we started it that way because for us it's about the 2-year-old. That's our kind of persona of what I Am Somebody is it's a 2-year-old who speaks half English and half God. And we wanted to bring that straight into the room and take the seriousness out of the meeting and just get people to actually relax and connect. And it was a lot of fun because people kept the hats and things on the whole time. The first instruction is for everyone to take their hands and just put them on the paper and trace your hand. Yes, both hands. So in any position you want to, they can overlap, they can put a few things. You can write this or draw it with the crayons, it's up to you, it doesn't really matter. A few things that you bring. What do you offer in the work you do in your life? Doesn't matter if it's personal or just work. But what do you as a person bring? What do you offer?
I bring my heart. Thank you.
I bring laughter.
I bring courage.
I bring passion for the power of potential.
I bring restoration.
I'm going to ask you now to share a few things. I'm not going to say how many, just a few things that your organization brings.
Something that Earthchild Project can bring is our approach to including and acknowledging the interconnectedness of personal health, community health, and environmental health. So coming from a very holistic approach.
What our organization can bring is share our experience of working with educators, both at primary school and at high school level, and getting past, particularly in underserviced areas.
The Protected Areas Act, we bring access to communities and partners. And also as the custodian of the nature reserves in the Western Cape, we bring the biodiversity knowledge. We also bring environmental expertise, environmental education expertise, facilitation skills, venues, whatever. Yeah. And also the CN brand, the Cape Nature brand.
As I sat in the room, the thing that really struck me was how humbling it is when people are actually able to or willing to offer something, and how because we started with offering rather than saying this is what we need, it opened other people up to hear, oh wow, okay. And it also shifted the focus from I need to wow, I actually have something to offer.
Okay, our core is life skills and leadership programs, of which we run workshops for youth, especially youth that has finished matric, and also we work with youth after school. We have after school programs. We support youth with any sport activities.
From our side, inviting partners to be part of our Warriors program, and seeing how we can be partners with them in their programs, so that dual partnership networking.
There was definitely a moment where we were in the circle sitting and talking, and at first I was feeling like it's not quite coming across yet what's possible, because people talk about what their organization does and we're so used to kind of the normal description of our organization, and then suddenly people, when they started speaking about their offerings and especially their needs, people started to hear it and notice it. Oh, but wait, I want that thing, and people, the energy completely changed and people started asking questions, and we had to kind of keep people in their seats.
I'm really happy that Carly and Alison both raised the thing about capacity. And I think, especially because when you're sitting in a room like this, there's this thing of, oh, maybe we should actually be doing something with everybody. I think it works when you take it, when you do only what you are able to do. It's as simple as thinking about, if I work with youth, I can offer youth as volunteers for other programs. So it benefits my youth, but also it means that that program now has a team of volunteers that can be trained.
Almost anybody here can actually exchange with each other in some way, whether it's that you're offering more than you're receiving. You know, it's the idea of reciprocity. Sometimes you give more, sometimes you receive more. It does balance out. So we're not going to let you choose who you're sitting across. We want you to just sit across from someone, and we're going to move you along, because otherwise it gets into the specifics too soon.
This absolutely has a potential for the youth and also for contacts, careers, accommodation and jobs.
Yeah, we do with environmental education, awareness around our ecosystems.
With facilitators today, because I think another thing that maybe we could offer is that the way that we work with kids is making it educational but very fun and interactive at the same time.
Most of the time we have a challenge with the venue to facilitate the workshops. We don't have those.
Our venue is in Wynberg. It's, the Wynberg station is up here. And you just walk down into Rosemead Avenue and we're right here.
And what's happening is that some of the educators are also keen to start environmental clubs at these schools, but they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to structure their program.
Like I have tons of young people who are very active and wanting to learn more. And a lot of the young people in Hart Bay are very environmentally conscious.
Hart Bay is actually great like that. What I've been finding, we just did a group with the Hart Bay kids from the Hart Bay High Secondary.
The fear is that in a meeting like this, we could so easily get stuck in talking about talking, and it actually feels like this is an action-oriented thing, and I'm really, really excited about that.
Siwe nande, siwa, oh, tam ta, tam ta, tam ta.
Our goal goal is to actually share this throughout South Africa and to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's not for us about holding on to the idea, but it's about not doing it in little bits and pieces. Because if it's a collective thing that we can document, that we can show what's possible, then it can grow a lot bigger. But we have an MOU system set up, and everybody has different systems for this, so we'll go through that now, which is around, there's two. The one is around what exchange you have with a particular organization. That's one MOU. The other is to join the network. And so we'll get into that now. And then there's also just, if you want to bring other partners on board, if you want to bring some of your partners in, or if you think of other organizations, you can invite them into the network. It's a very open thing.
Yes, I'm happy, but I'm feeling very good. What I'm taking out of the workshop, I've learned a lot from the organization in terms of what people bring, and I'm taking a lot for my work. Thank you guys for the time and the opportunity.
I am feeling grateful to Nicole for facilitating and holding space, and excited to have met all of you. And I think what I'm taking away from today, which is part of what I'm dealing with a lot at the moment, is the importance of making the time for these sorts of things and the importance of slowing down to do it.
I think this was an awesome event, and I'm very excited about the partnerships that I've just learnt about today, and I think we should actually see ourselves in a way as social entrepreneurs. There's something going on in the press about that at the moment, where they're saying NPOs should actually stand up and not just be seen as putting a hat out and asking for money, but actually how are we going to change and do things differently. So I think this is a great part of it. So well done to both of you. Thank you.
I think the way forward is going to be created by the people who were here today, and I think the first step is actually on them, and they're going to be meeting with each other, and they're going to be starting exchanges. And I've seen a lot of people already make meetings, so I think that's going to happen really soon.
For us, the aim is to really bring communities together for reconciliation, and we're doing it in a completely different way. But in bringing people together around common interests and common goals and common needs, those walls, they are broken down in a different way, and people are start working together towards those things. And so in that way, communities become bridged and people become more integrated.
Julie, 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 Siwe Nande.